I haven't really been following anything politically or anything. I've been staying off social media and
Yeah, all I know is that we had ended the war, then it started up again, then we ended it again, and now we just struck Iran again. And I'm just like, dude, I just want to get my dang board game table that's been delayed in shipping because they have to pay the insurance costs. And I realize it's like a small thing. Like, oh, I don't have the custom board game table I ordered. But at the same time, it's like, I'm kind of pissed at the shipper too. And they're already advertising their next board game table. And I'm like, well, how about you deliver my freaking board game table? And like, oh, you have to pay more insurance? Maybe you should have looked into your bottom line and maybe you guys should bring a little less De Niro home and I get my dang board game table, you know? But whatever.
first world problems.
I swear, dude.
What board game is it?
Oh, no, it's a board game table. It's
Oh, so it's like a cool like what's is it like a special shape or
it's like a it has panels on top. So right next to my board game room is Jamie's craft room. So we're gonna put like a vinyl mat on it, and so it's gonna be like my board game table, but her craft table as well. And right now I've been using like one of those like white plastic, like folding tables, and I game there. But it's for like me and my buddy game, like one on one. Once you get like over 3 players, it's just not big enough. But so it's like flat, but then about this much beneath is like a neoprene mat. So you put all the stuff on there, and the great thing about it is like, let's say you're playing a really long board game, right? And you're like, well, man, I'm not gonna be able to finish it tonight. Just put the things over. Next time you hang out, you and the boys finish up the board game. So yeah,
that's pretty cool.
yeah. Another one of my my wastes of time and money.
I mean, you could be doing a lot worse things like harassing retarded black children in the park.
You know what's funny is like is my parents like, did anything ever happen with that? I go, no. I go, the cops freaking lied to me. Like no one ever said I pushed a kid. Like that's what I've realized now. Because like in the Reed interview techniques, one of the techniques you use is to tell someone we have a witness. And like when it happened, it said they don't have any witnesses. They didn't have 3 witnesses. Like because there I was thinking like it's a racial thing. I'm like nah, the cops were just lying to me because all cops are bastards and they should all be executed on site. No, not really, but you know what I mean. You know, yeah,
Yeah, I mean they're allowed to lie to conduct investigations. They're allowed to lie as part of their job, right?
yeah. That's actually it's protected. Yep, but you lie to them, you get 5 years probation like I did without even lying to them. So there you go, man. It is what it
Yeah,
is. Yeah.
communism.
Whatever it is, I don't even know what it is, what ism it is. I mean, at this point, I'm just like burn it all down.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like,
Like I was talking to Tackett a couple weeks ago on the phone, just catching up with him, and
yeah,
I kind of went down a rabbit hole with the Jews and the lying and the usury and
the
controlling the
who, the
world.
special whites, what?
Yeah, the tiny hats,
The tiny hat special whites.
the children eaters.
Yeah, this is recording, so that's why I say tiny hats
Oh, oh,
or
okay, my bad.
or special whites.
And he hung up on me.
Yeah, there was a conversation. I don't know if it was on your page or maybe Doc Hurley's, but and this is not an indictment of Johnny Boy because God bless him, he's an awesome dude. Uh, but I think there are still those people who, I mean, growing up, I was told, Schofield Bible reference, you know, uh, God blesses those who bless. It's like it just shows biblical ignorance. But whenever you've been brought up for 40 something years, like us and Johnny have, it's hard to tell someone, hey man, that minister, he was lied to, and he doesn't know any better because he wants to believe his minister, and the minister probably has good intentions. So it's tough. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, wait a minute, did you just fucking hang up on me because it just went quiet? And then I texted him. I was like, hey man, I didn't mean to like trigger you or anything. I'm still, I love you, and if you ever need anything, reach out.
Oh, dude, it's like my mom. I absolutely love my mom. I have. I mean, I have gone. I've shown her videos. We have had biblical discussions, but I mean, especially with her going to a Baptist church now, it's like I think it's someone said it the other day, but basically it was like, why are you trying to make out with me, man?
You're so sexy.
You're so close, Tim.
Okay. I'm just trying to get my camera lower so it looks like I'm looking in the eye.
Gotcha.
I never did this setup before. I kind of rearranged this room
Yeah.
because Morgan's parents
Bought you
brought,
a new car.
no, they brought up like a U-Haul full of shit, and then she went to Idaho Falls and got another carload of stuff. So there's like so much stuff that needs to be put away and organized.
So she's like,
But
full on living with you then.
yeah, we've been living together since like the end of January.
I can't. I mean, it's just so hard for me to believe that you guys been together that long and you still haven't broken your vow of celibacy. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Scouts honor.
You got more willpower than than I have.
Yeah, she's at work. It's her last night of her contract, the last shift in town over here, and then she's going to take a couple months off.
Could you do me a favor? So what? So after that, she's just gonna go find a new contract.
Yeah, she's going to take a couple months off probably, and just we'll enjoy our short summer here in Wyoming because we don't get much of a summer.
Yeah, I imagine. I guess.
We
Go
we
ahead.
took the puppy out on the lake kayaking. He was freaking out the whole time
That's funny.
because it was like smooth as glass when we started driving into the lake, and when we got to the boat ramp, the wind picked up, and when we launched a kayak and a paddleboard, it was like 2 foot swells.
So did he go in?
Well, yeah, he swims, but I put him on my kayak and I was paddling out, and he's just like running around the kayak trying to jump off to get to her and climbing on me and trying to knock my sunglasses off. And
I hope he can swim. That's a pretty piss poor dog if he can't. You know.
right. Well, yeah, almost all dogs can swim.
Yeah. On one
But yeah,
second.
he did pretty good. Like on the way back, he was a lot better.
Cool. Yeah. So you've been watching all the World Cup games too, right? Glued to the television
No,
set.
she's more of a soccer fan than me because she used to play.
Gotcha.
Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, she has Peacock, and we've been watching a game here and there. I haven't.
Oh, I was being sarcastic. I mean, I
Yeah,
definitely watched a little bit, but I think it's like funny now how much sports I watch versus before marriage, and I think like as years go by, like sports that you really liked and you spent your time enjoying, they just slowly tick off and tick off and tick off till it's like I watch the playoffs of some sports and watch football. And that's about it.
yeah. I'm pretty much the same way. Like I'll maybe watch the football playoffs, or like I'd rather watch. I don't watch enough hockey. Like hockey's really cool.
And you know, I watch a lot of junior hockey around here. We like go to the games because they're cheap, and I do not think like you watch basketball at a amateur level versus college and pro. There's a huge difference. I think amateur hockey, like junior league, I don't think it's like as far as excitement, I don't think it's that different than the pros. You know, you're not like, oh god, when are they going to do something? And they're always fighting because they're young and full of piss and vinegar.
Yeah,
It's like kind of like that,
yeah, I appreciate that kind of stuff because like they're just playing it because they love the game, and
dude.
it's not all
Exactly.
about like winning and pressure from coaches and owners and stuff.
And they know they're probably never going to make it to the NHL, but who cares, man? They're just playing and having fun.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I know we had planned on talking about the whole like what is bread and circuses, but I think like we can just sort of cover it a minute because like people were like, why are you playing video games? Why are you playing board games? Why watching sports? Bread or circuses? Bread or circuses? What do you feel about that? Before we get into our main subject,
Uh, well, it really depends on how much of that stuff you consume.
yeah,
Like if it becomes an obsession and it's something you takes up a lot of your time when you could be doing more productive stuff, then yeah, maybe you're using it to cope with whatever's bothering you, or I don't know, but like yeah, for in general, like all that stuff is there just to distract people from
yeah.
Epstein list stuff.
Yeah, and I think and I think that's where I get pissed off with like the ultra doomer weightlifter bros who are like, "Why are you watching sports? You should be in the gym." It's like, well, first of all, I don't go to the gym because to me the gym is bread and circuses because I could be working out outside with my weights in my garage or doing body weight. Like yesterday, I just did I did a burpee. All I did was burpees, just burpees for an entire workout, right? My wrists are still sore. I'm in pain. Like I don't want to pay someone to go to their freaking box or whatever they call it, and hey, dude, bro, and oh, why haven't you? They always say go to the gym, go to the gym, go to the gym. I'm like, dude, go outside, go on a hike, enjoy nature. But I think a lot of these people just assume that, I play fantasy football, right? People were like, "Oh, all you do is sit around watch football." And like, if my kids are like, "Hey, Dad, we want to go in the pool," like, okay, turn off the TV, go outside with them. And to me, that's my line: is I'm not going to give up other stuff to enjoy sports.
Right. Yeah, I mean that's how a healthy decision to just quality time with the family and
Yeah,
be active outside in a safe environment.
yeah.
Like, you ever follow the fat electrician on YouTube?
No, never heard of them.
Oh man, he's great. He's an army veteran that covers all kinds of historical, military and other American type stuff like restaurants, and he does a video about Planet Fitness and how they don't want you to even work there, work out there.
They like pizza Tuesdays and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, they have pizza. They make it almost impossible to cancel your membership, and
Yeah.
like their maximum capacity for most branches is 200, but their average subscription rate is 7,200 per location, and
Wow.
it like panders to you know insecure, weak-minded people who don't want people to grunt or just be
What?
around huge people.
Remember, it's the lunk alarm or whatever.
Yeah, they have that in there.
Well, so just to give you an idea, um, I um when I was still working for the government, we had a full gym at my field office, and then I had a gym downstairs at my house, and the heaviest dumbbells we had were 100-pound dumbbells. So I don't really like working out with people, so I wouldn't do bench, but I would do dumbbells. I'd grab the 100-pound dumbbells, just do dumbbell presses, pump them out. I think at one point the heaviest dumbbell they had at Planet Fitness was 50 pounds. So I literally would not have been able to do my workout there. So clearly it's all like the machines and half of them are broken and yeah.
Yeah, he kept calling the equipment like purple, Barney Purple. Like, yeah, he's really funny, man. He has really great videos on all kinds of cool stuff.
I might have to
I
check him
highly
out, even though he's an army
yeah,
veteran.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, his they're entertaining, and the way he talks and describes everything is hilarious and very entertaining.
Yeah. So, um, yeah, and I so I used to be like anytime someone said bread and circuses, I would say like nice way of telling us you've never excelled in any sport. I would just insult them. And I do think Juvenile, the satirist, because I think this is my issue with the expression. Juvenile was like the incel of the Roman world, and like not what liberals call incels, but this dude was just he he was just the guy who was angry at everyone for having fun, right? He was not a philosopher, and I think that's what a lot of people who don't do their research on things or quote don't understand. Juvenal was like a clown. I will give him this though. He did have a problem with the special whites, so I'll give him some credit. But like,
Couldn't have been all bad.
yeah, get a bit all that. But like, yeah. I mean, if I let my lawn get overgrown, if I'm gaining weight instead of losing weight, if I'm losing muscle instead of gaining muscle, if I'm missing church because I'm too hungover because I stayed out with the boys watching the game, yeah, dude, I'm officially in breaded circuses territory. But man, sometimes I look at Congress and I think it's bread and circuses. So there you go. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I think people's obsession with certain news media outlets can be bread and circuses too, for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Like my coworkers are majority veterans, and uh, we all kind of have a distaste for the government and all that stuff,
Yeah.
and just overreach and just nonsense politics. But then they'll mention something like, "Oh, I was watching Fox News the other day." I'm like, "Oh God, okay, all
Oh
right,
no,
man."
like my parents, I mean, are on that mess 24/7. In their defense, they are boomers. Luckily, my parents are like the good type of boomer. I'll give them credit. Do me a favor, Tim. Try to focus just a little bit. You're very slightly fuzzy.
Okay.
Hey, so main subject. I, I want to know your thorough feelings on January 6th.
Um, I don't know. I was in Kentucky helping my cousins build a homestead, but I caught some of it on YouTube, and for sure there was feds that were instigators in the
Confirmed.
crowd.
Confirmed. Feds, yes.
Yeah, and the media was misreporting what Trump was saying,
Confirmed.
and
Yeah.
yeah, a police officer was not killed by
Nope.
people,
Not even one.
and a lot of those people were paid protesters and agitators as well, like the Viking dude and the you know what I mean, like the
Yeah, I would say the other person whose name rhymes with Meps, but I heard he's very litigious if you accuse him of being Fed adjacent. I don't know if you know
yeah,
which one I'm talking about.
no,
Um,
um,
it was an old guy saying we need to go take the Capitol, we need to go up there and open the doors. They haven't before, and everyone starts screaming out, "Fed, Fed, 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 Fed."
yeah, nice.
Yeah, there was a
Yeah,
big
I
deal
mean,
with him.
it was just weird, and then they called it an insurrection, and it's like, no, that's not really an insurrection. An insurrection would be like 100,000 people taking over the Capitol and being like, okay, we're gonna occupy this until you guys get your shit together.
Yeah, absolutely.
And didn't somebody poop on Nancy Pelosi's desk?
I think I don't know if they did. I know they took some stuff.
That would be funny.
I love that the guy who took the podium just goes by Podium Guy on X.
Yeah, but they invoke like the what was it, the 17th Amendment, like to lock those people up without trial for a long time?
Yeah,
Insurrection Act or something?
yeah, and what's interesting is it's hard to find it now, to the point where I even used um, what's it called, special white people, GPT, to look up the videos that showed that it was the officers on the top of the Capitol who basically got things kicked off. And then there was some random, and I'd never seen this video before, but in doing my research, there's a video of a guy who climbs up scaffolding in front of the Capitol building and fires off a pistol. And then he
Huh.
goes down and he's never seen again. And I was like, I had never seen that before, like 3 days ago. I was doing my research on this, so didn't want to say
Yeah,
anything wrong.
they for sure let all the doors open and move the barriers and stuff for people to just come in and run around. Like the cops were just walking around all nonchalant.
Yeah.
So they did it on purpose just to make a certain, like basically like Republicans and quote unquote patriots look bad.
Yeah. And, and the most interesting thing I find about it is the people who were, let's just say the people who were legit, who were there, right? The people who were, became a mob, not a, violent mob, okay, whatever. They genuinely believed the election was stolen. What are your opinions about the 2020 election? And I say this, I did not vote for Trump, so let me clear that up.
Right. Yeah, I didn't vote at all because I knew it was totally stolen. Like there's so much footage of people destroying ballots, throwing ballots out. Um, there was that weird bomb that or whatever went off in Tennessee. I forgot
Hmm.
where in Tennessee, but there was like a weird bomb that went off and flooded the AT&T data center where they were doing the recount.
Well, yeah, and there was even that lawsuit where the people like won for libel from, maybe it was Giuliani got sued, and it's like, oh, see, well, clearly they proved they were telling the truth. It's like, no, it's just the people who accused them weren't able to prove, and it's a civil court. And let's not pretend that every judge in America um, is fair. Like, look, anyone who actually believes fully in the justice system, like they, I mean, I guess it's just boomers and retards. I don't know. Like,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and if you look at the other aspects of it, they flooded the country with illegals and they gave them free phones and housing and used up all of our social security funds to house all these people that were going to definitely be able to vote illegally for Biden. And there's no way in hell he was the most popular president ever. Like,
so and here's where I will add a little bit of nuance. I don't know if without cheating whether he would have won or lost. But I think that there were people who made sure he won. And no matter how much of internet sleuthery and resources people have done to show that, like, people's addresses were like a corner of a freeway, right? No matter what is done, if no judge is willing to look at it, and it was very clear that because of just years and years of packing the courts with people who, for whatever reason, disliked Trump. I probably politically don't even necessarily disagree with them, but I would like there to be free and fair elections. But if they won't even take the case, if they dismiss it, what is your other recourse? So it's kind of how I look at it.
yeah, I forgot where I heard this, but I heard that I think back in the 50s or 60s, like despite the election results, they can just have a little secret meeting in the back of the Capitol building and be like, "All right, this is going to be the president," and they just do that.
Yeah, this whole system, I I mean, because like I don't know what you read about like Dewey versus Truman back in the day. There's that famous photo of Truman holding up the paper that says Dewey wins, right? It's like, you thought he was going to win. It's like, well, if the papers already printed it, probably they had a reason to, right? So I don't think necessarily this is the first election that has been corrupt. I don't think you're ever going to get a 100% secure election, but can't we at least shoot for like 98? You know?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's corrupt, like all the way through, for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, I should have wore my "Didn't Kiss the Wall" shirt for this.
There's one I'm thinking about. There's one I'm thinking about getting. It's it, it's got a defense from falling down, and it just says, "I just wanted to eat my lunch."
Yeah,
Oh man, yeah,
that movie is so good.
it's so good. Not economically viable.
Yeah,
Isn't that funny? Like,
just like him.
so that was like made by a gay liberal director in the early '90s, and it's still everything in that movie is still relevant today, and possibly instead of it just being LA, it's the entire country. You know,
Yeah,
it's just so amazing to me. Yeah. So
yeah, like, the llama guy here at the ranch. I'm pretty certain he's like left leaning.
yeah,
And he had some of his friends in town a couple weeks ago, and I went over to his place to drop off like a table because he didn't have any furniture and shit yet. And one of his friends, they all look like they came straight out of Portland. Like, it was like, yeah, it was like three of them, and one of them, because I was wearing that shirt, and he was like, "What?" I think it was the girl. She was like, "What does that mean? Didn't kiss the wall?" I was like, "Oh, Israel killed JFK because he didn't bow down to them." And he made a speech 2 weeks before his murder about the shadow government,
yeah.
and
Always run
they
by the
killed him.
special whites. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they were like,
It-
"What?" And I was like, "Yep." Anyway, and then change the subject.
and what's hilarious is they probably walked away from that conversation thinking that you love Trump,
Yeah,
that you're a big time Republican. I I remember in college, I had a professor. He's actually a really good dude, but he was a Democrat, whatever. And I told him that I didn't. We were going to watch an Inconvenient Truth for a speech class, right? And I said, well, I don't want to watch that because it's all just propaganda. And he's like, what do you mean? And so just this little aside, not related to the J6, but whenever I got to college, I had never heard of global warming. They started preaching that big time in public schools when you and I were in the military. So every freshman I met, because I was 24, right? Every freshman I met was like, yeah, man, global warming, global warming. I go, what is global warming? And they're like, you don't know what global warming is. Ha ha ha. You stupid military yokel, whatever, whatever. So they explained it to me, and I listen and I go, wow, that sounds like a bunch of bull, SH. And they're like, what? What do you mean? So, but anyway, so I told him, yeah, I just think it's a bunch of propaganda. I think it's bullcrap. I think the Earth has proven it can heal itself. You're like, I'll watch the movie. I mean, if it's a good production, and we can talk about it in speech class, whatever. And he goes, I bet you're one of those guys who listens to Glenn Beck and like Michael Savage. Tim, I didn't even know who Tim Beck or Tim Beck, Glenn Beck. I didn't know who Glenn Beck and Michael Savage were. I I had never. I think I had maybe once listened to like Laura Ingraham on the radio when I was working a security job, but I didn't know who these guys were. It was just whatever the person had left the station on that we actually got a good AM signal on when I was working security before I started college, right? So it's just amazing to me how like someone can hear. I think COVID happened so they could steal the election from Trump. And they're like, oh, you're just MAGA. I'm like, dude, I have never been MAGA. I haven't even voted for Trump in a primary. I was like, I don't support him. I don't like him when he ran against Kamala. I said, if I have to choose, I hope he wins. Certain child molesters we know couldn't believe that, I actually felt that way. But I was just like, well, Kamala, however you say her name, she's kind of clownish and she's still part of that You know, that Biden thing, which left a bad taste in my mouth, as did the Obama, as did the Bush, you know, whatever. But yeah, man, people will just be like, oh, stay away from that right winger. He probably, you know, shouts Epstein.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's been conditioned to put everything in a category nice and neat so they don't have to critically think about it and they
Hmm.
can just dismiss you. I mean, for sure, global warming is propaganda. Like they're using it to raise taxes, give you a carbon tax, like, and get rid of cows because of cow farts. And like, it's so dumb. It's just like the earth goes through heating and cooling cycles on its own.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
yeah, we could do with less plastics and less glyphosate and everything, and like other stuff just actually destroying the environment. But the, I mean, the biggest polluters are China and India for
Oh,
sure. Like they're,
absolutely.
yeah,
And I mean, and for some reason, you know, over in Frisco here in Texas, they want to just keep importing people who have no respect for the earth. You know, I mean, yeah. So
yeah.
go ahead. Sorry.
They're trying to do these. They're doing these 15-minute cities in the UK,
Oh yeah, I
and
heard about that. Yeah.
taxing people for driving too much. And they've been going around cutting down all the cameras. Good for them. They've been
I
cutting down
know,
all these
man.
block cameras and stuff.
I mean, it's so funny because like one of my church friends invited me to this Facebook page he's on, and a lot of the people on there are British. And what's kind of funny is like they just talk mad smack on the U.S. and it's like blah 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 blah. And I'm what's so interesting to me is they claim to be better than us. It's like, and then they're getting just as defeated from the inside as we are, except they're at like the level 5, we're at like level 2, right? And uh and you tell them, yeah, I didn't vote for Obama. Like, oh, we loved Obama, and they always say his name wrong, Barack Obama. It's like if the homie calls himself Barack, I'm gonna call him Barack. Just because you met some Muslim dude in England who goes by Barack, my president's name is Barack. You know, but like they'll always love our left wing presidents no matter what, right? And you tell them, I think the election was stolen. Like, oh, of course not. It's like, dude, you guys are still like, um, you guys are serfs. You know, like you serve the crown. And so I just find it funny how like they'll accept anything other than what's right in front of their faces.
Yeah, I mean, the same game's been played for thousands and thousands of years, just over and over. But I don't even know what, I can't even follow it anymore because it's just stupid and people just argue about it like they
Yeah,
know everything. Like when I was making comments on Facebook about the fake moon landing or moon trip and all the green screen anomalies from this studio in Texas or wherever the hell they were
yeah,
filming it.
yeah.
And my cousin and my aunt chimed in. Remember, they were just like, "You're crazy. You need help."
And they're
This and that.
way
It's like,
they're way angrier about it than you are.
yeah, and
Like
I'm just having
I'm
fun
just
with it. I'm like, here, look at this. Here, look at the footage. Like, tell me this isn't weird. Like, there's a guy holding a snack, making it look like it's floating, and he's like in a spandex green suit. Like, this is comedy right here. Like, and my aunt was like, "Oh, I saw it on TV in school," and I'm like, "Oh, that makes it real. Yeah, it
and
must be real."
so here's something that's funny. It was even easier to fake back then because the TV broadcast signals weren't as clear as they are now. So trying to fake it now is actually tough, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Well, yeah, and the help with AI. Like, my buddy even sent me some videos of like the Tesla rockets, like the Starlink. I don't know if they're the Starlink rockets or the whatever Mars program's going on, but there was, if you look closely, you can see like a rat or a mouse running around on the booster with the flames coming out of it in space. Like, okay, dude. Like, or if you see the Mars rover has like flies on it, and somebody found the actual location near the North Pole where they just digitally remove the snow, like a little bit of the snow, but it looks like a barren,
Oh
rocky wasteland.
wow, wow.
The dude found the actual location, like on Google Maps and photos of like the research site up there.
But doesn't that sort of point to the like the illusion of everything that's presented to us? Because um, just as anyone who questions elections, questions the moon landing, questions who shot JFK, because we are not media figures. We are just, a guy in his basement and a guy in his cabin, right? So outside of like a very few who've broken through, but even then, Congress isn't like let's give it a good example, like Ian Carroll or Candace Owens, right? People who have broken through, but if Congress doesn't suck up to them, if Congress doesn't care about them, then it's just really not that relevant, right? And I think it's kind of a frustrating thing because like I'll tell you, I've been in a situation where I did call my congressman to try to help him with something. It's essentially useless. I got some G like wannabe cool guy who was my congressman's aides back in Virginia and asked him to help me. And when they didn't help me at all, I messaged him back. I'm like, hey man, like I'd like a little help. Maybe someone can call my office. And he like replies to me like, what did you expect us to do? Just make stuff happen? I'm like, well, yeah, dude. I helped elect your guy to Congress. But I looked at the guy's profile picture. It's all like, look, I'm in DC, like, look, I'm hard. It's like, buddy, you're just from some country that has a poop map. I don't care.
San Francisco.
I think it was Mumbai. So, so on, I'll tell you my little January 6th story. So I have to preface a little bit. I was about a year out of having been arrested, right? I'd already been put on probation that past July, but my brain was healing because I had been previously ill before this all happened, right? I was going through therapy, trying to find the right drug that worked for me, and I'm just starting to like finally hit my stride. Um, I like just dropped a ton of weight, I was like feeling good, and this was when Jamie was still having to work from home because it was, the whole stay at home, be safe, psyop, COVID, right? Um, and I remember seeing the people storm the Capitol, and I'm on my couch like this, like, I'm, dude, I am cackling. I am cackling. I'm like, Jamie, Jamie, they're storming the Capitol. She's like, what? I'm like, these redneck MAGA people, they're storming the Capitol. So I didn't know what's going on. And then you see that the one little hottie Babbitt gets shot, right? And I see her get hit in the shoulder. I'm like, gosh, she'll be fine. But, unfortunately, she passed away, right? But like, I'm literally cheering. I'm literally like, because at this point, I definitely was like, F the government. Like, I had gone to jail the previous year. I had to suck it up and take a plea. I had to balance the fact that my wife works for the government versus like me wanting to go contact some jihadis, and I'm just kidding. So I'm like cheering, like I'm like, dude, kill him, like go in there, kill him, because I was still a little off, right? I don't feel that way now, right? But I just thought it was some big thing, and then like, do, you know how there's like those 3 or 4 of the Capitol officers that have been like at the forefront. There's the one with all the tattoos up on his neck, who's like hanging out with Kathy Griffin and stuff. And then there's the one who sort of talks like this. And they get him in an interview the next day. And he's like, I'll just, anything to stop a fascist. The best part is if you find that guy and you look up when he's getting crushed in the door, he's like, ah. And people, like, when I've talked to people, this is like, you're a jerk. You're humanity. I'm like, no, dude. And I know this because I have known people who used to be Capitol Police. It is the most worthless law enforcement branch They get all buddy buddy with Congress people, so they think they're a big deal. They like go to orgies with them and stuff. They wife swap. Oh yeah, they're complete degenerates. And that's why all of them were like, oh, anything to stop a fascist. And he's getting crushed in the
Yeah.
door like a punk. And he's getting bear spray. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, we're watching a movie.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
all scripted. It's a part of the bread and circuses.
Dude, it really is. It is the circus.
Yeah, it's definitely the circus because they present all this weird stuff, and they know they studied. The human race has been studying itself, or the people in power have been studying the cattle
Oh,
for
yeah.
centuries, and they know what the tipping point is. They know what people will eat up and react to and have emotional responses versus logical, rational responses. And they push our buttons, and it's just funny how it works. It still works.
Yeah, and I'm sure, like back a month ago when you were like, "Hey, we've been messaging each other too much political stuff. Just message me funny stuff." Because it can really create a doom mindset. And that's why I'm sort of talking about it like in a laughing way now. Um, because there I was on the couch hoping I would see a Capitol officer get his brains blown out. And now I would never want that to happen. Um, no, jokes aside, I wouldn't, right? Uh, but obviously, with having both been a law enforcement officer and having been horse railed by law enforcement officers, it's a weird thing, right? Um, I'm never going to be blue line, but I'm also not going to be ACAB. I'll joke about being ACAB, but I'm kind of like having been law enforcement and seeing how many guys use their badge to get special favors or authority or get girls' numbers. I was like, this person isn't in law enforcement. This person is in it for the benefits. And if you're not trying to protect your community, which they weren't, they got their butts handed to them by a bunch of unarmed rednecks, they're freaking worthless to me. So,
Yeah, kind of like TSA.
oh, dude, I mean, that's who I used to work for. TSA
Yeah,
FAMs. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. I mean, there are people that have failed probably a lot, and then they get a ego trip out of whatever little power they have, like inconveniencing thousands of passengers a day.
Yeah.
Uh,
I
I
mean,
mean, that's why I like trains because there's nobody searching your stuff on a train.
it's funny in Europe they do. I had it happen to someone next to me. Yeah, it's kind of funny how like well, actually, if you see someone on a train who is wearing federal police or whatever, that's usually an air marshal. They actually have ground surveillance now on trains. So it didn't used to be that way, right? Yeah, but dude, watching that guy getting squeezed. Okay, so there's footage like before this thing kicks off of the officers firing non-lethals into the round. They hit one guy in the mouth that goes through his cheek, right? Because you're not supposed to shoot people in the head. And I cannot for the life of me find this video, but I actually asked Special White GPT um, if this video existed, and it said it does, but no server has it anymore. But I had told people, I was like, I wish I could find the video. You see them shooting people in the face with non-lethals, and they just look back and they're laughing at each other because like one of them was filming, and they're like
Oh, the
yucking it up.
kid who the protester that was protesting ICE or whatever, the kid that got hit in the face and then fell down.
I didn't see that one.
I think he got hit with a 40 mic in the face. I'm
Oh,
not
geez.
sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're not supposed to shoot people in the face with like beanbag rounds
Nope.
from shotguns or anything, or
Nope.
even those like rubber bullet. Like they use those paintball guns.
Yeah. So
with the
so
sting balls.
so this was, I'm pretty sure it was a rubber bullet that went, actually, you actually saw a hole in his mouth. He's going like this. But these guys were yucking it up. Now, because they are so disrespected and not trusted by other law enforcement branches, I would be surprised if any of them knew FBI was in the crowd, right? And like when I mean they're disrespected, like having lived and worked in DC, they were the joke of all federal law enforcement. And I mean that as harshly as it sounds. So when we got people coming to FAMS, the worst was former Capitol Police. When I was a CBP, the worst people we got were former TSA screeners. That's what made me, when you said that, that's what it made me think of. I worked with two dudes who were former TSA who weren't complete turds. In fact, they were pretty locked on. But everyone else, man, I mean, when when you're like below top secret clearance for most jobs, and it was below top secret when I was a CVP, a lot of people can just lie about their background really easily. You know,
Yeah, we need less government. I mean, in this county, like there's a lot of cops, like a lot, like the state troopers and sheriffs, and like game and fish and uh, game wardens and well, I don't know about forest service too much,
yeah,
but like the sad part is that EMTs aren't funded by the state. Like fire and police are funded by the state, so they get a lot of money to hire people. But EMTs at any given point in my county, like there can be one or two people on duty to respond to something.
really,
Yeah,
dude, because law enforcement gets all that DHS money, man.
yeah,
And
but the EMTs are struggling to respond to stuff that they have to like triage it. They have to be like, okay, this is. Do we go to the cardiac arrest or do we go to the guy held up in his house with a knife? Like, what do we do? Like,
so are they just EMT basics there, or are they like paramedics?
they're both like I work with a lady who's really awesome. She's been like basically an EMT paramedic for like over 20 years,
Mm-hmm.
and she does search and rescue and all that
Okay.
high speed stuff, like like fast water rescue, like helicopter backcountry stuff.
Yeah.
They do all this kind of crazy training out here for that stuff because people wander into the mountains and get lost.
But like is the pay horrible?
It's not great.
See, that
I think she
sucks,
said it's
dude.
like $22 an hour or something like
Oh,
that.
dude, to be like a paramedic, man, that she's getting screwed. And you know the most messed up part, and this is, another problem with the way government structure works. They could totally integrate them with fire and rescue and have everyone be paramedic or EMTI certified, and they could totally use the same funding and probably pay them like three or four times as much. But it's like it's like going back to Congress. Everyone is worried about their paycheck. They're not worried about where our tax money goes. They're worried about, well, if this person got paid as much, what would then they would they let me go? Would would they pay me less? And it's just like, how about just do your dang job, man? I mean, don't get me wrong. I like money, you know,
Right.
but at a certain point, it's like I, I don't want my money to like cost. I I I don't want my love of money to affect someone else not having money.
Yeah, there's also a lot of redundant jobs where they're soaking up all this money or getting paid a lot of a government salary to do something that someone else is already doing,
Oh,
or somebody else could do that job like for an extra 5 hours a week, like to take over, absorb someone's entire job because they're just sitting there at a desk like being useless, generating emails.
you know what it's like? I don't remember the character's name, but you've seen Office Space, I'm sure, right?
Yeah.
But they're interviewing the one guy, and the guys are like, so you take the papers from him and then you give them to him. He's like, exactly. He's like, I do a lot here, something like that. He's like, I do a lot here. I'm important, but basically, get rid of some of the middleman bullcrap. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a whole thing going on with the state of Wyoming and the Department of Veteran Affairs because they're misappropriating a lot of funds for bullshit. And uh, one person that works up in there that's pretty high up is thinking about coming to work for who I work for, and kind of like exposing it, and then coming to work for us and like getting people because like the company I work for is pretty well connected with all kinds of stuff like Wounded Warrior Project. I think they're trying to absorb them so they actually give money to veterans
Don't
organizations
get me
versus like
started on
sell
them, dude.
t-shirts and shit. Yeah.
Don't get me started on them.
Yeah. And like they work with the Gary Sinise Foundation, a bunch of other they're trying to absorb a bunch of other nonprofits that are failing to
Hmm.
restructure them and make them effective because our company is one of the most effective in the world at helping people with trauma, like actual like fixing it, like not
Yeah,
fixing it, but redirecting someone's mentality. It's like training. It's not counseling or anything. It's not holding your hand. It's like training to use your struggle to be in a better way rather than just be sorry for yourself all the
yeah,
time.
yeah. Wounded Warrior's like, hi, we're Wounded Warrior. Would you like a hat?
Yeah.
That's all they
Yeah.
do.
Buy our merch.
They're like, they're like, hey, buddy, how are you doing? Look at the camera. Here, we give you a T-shirt and a hat. Good job, Bravo Zulu. There. Yeah, sucks you don't have any hands or legs anymore, but we got your back, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of it's wild how people are taking advantage of that stuff just to get a dollar.
Yeah, and you'll still see their ads on, Boomer News, Fox News. It's the same with, like Black Rifle. Like the
Yeah.
we make good coffee. No, you don't. You put fitness models in your ads so people think you're cool and you're former CIA. Like, just shut up.
Yeah. I heard weird stuff about the founder of that company.
Yeah, Evan Hafer and Matt Best. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I, I think they are as fed as the guys who are in the crowd on J6.
Yeah. It seems a little too neatly packaged.
Yeah, it's like I understand you guys were somewhat funny at one point, but your YouTube channel like really blew up quickly, and it seemed just you were everywhere out of nowhere. Like so.
But on a side note, one of my friends pointed out that where the term Palantir comes from?
It's from Lord of the Rings. Yeah,
Yeah, it's the all-seeing crystal
yeah,
that Saruman had.
dude. And when you think about the kind of evil that implies, and especially the anti-Christianity it implies, right? It's just so who's the one who wrote Palantir? Is that Teal, whatever, or was
Yeah,
that
Peter Thiel, and I forgot the other guy.
Carp? God, I can't.
Yeah, Alex Karp.
Yeah, yeah, he's a special white.
The stuff they said out loud is wild.
Dude. Yeah, yeah.
It's pretty freaking wild.
It it,
Like in the
it like per the subject of this video. Years ago, we were called crazy for saying that J6 was a psyop. Now they basically admitted they had agents in there, and we have our government approving spying on us. It's like, come on, man.
yeah, I mean, well, the Patriot Act was the beginning of the end
Oh, dude, yeah.
right
Bush can
there.
go piss up a rope. Oh, but he paints cute paintings now. Like, I don't care. Screw that guy. He did 9/11.
Yeah, yeah. It's it's so crazy. Everyone's got the memory of a goldfish when it comes to stuff because everyone's ingesting so much information and most of it's misdirection or false or propaganda that they can't critically think anymore or they refuse to because it's uncomfortable to
Yeah,
have discussions with people you care about and be like, hey man, what will you do when the power goes out, there's no more computers. Like, what would you do? Like,
I
you know
know.
what I mean?
I know.
People don't want to talk about that. They're
They
like, oh,
don't.
well, I got to take my kids to flag football.
Feed him a slop ball.
Yeah. Here's your koi slop.
Dude, so yesterday, I'll start wrapping it up in a minute. But so yesterday, Jamie had a bunch of her friends over for Bunko, and there's this place here. If you ever come down here, I'll take you to. It's a place called Marty B's. But they have this. The food's phenomenal, right? But they have this other like adjacent business that the family runs called like Branded Bowls or something, right? And and so our friend's over tonight. And she's like, one of the slot balls. Like, oh yeah, koi slot ball. And she's a gamer. So she started laughing. I was like, she gets me. Oh man.
Uh,
So
yeah.
it's funny that phrase gets called like anti-Semitic, whatever. It only gained popularity in the last few years, but the actual origin of it is from like 2016, and some guy was just like making a joke. It's so funny.
Yeah. Like the fat electrician in that Planet Fitness video he made, he called the Ozempic shots a fat vaccine.
Dude, you want to hear something hilarious? I'm actually on it for diabetes, right? What's so funny is like it it I think if you're on it to lose weight, you're an idiot. Because you still have to make yourself diet, right? You can out eat it. And I wonder and I truly wonder how many people who are just using it for weight loss are actually even really losing weight. I wonder if it's kind of a scam just to get insurance money.
Well, I've heard that it decreases, like it destroys your muscle tissue and your bones, like your bone density goes down and your muscle tissue.
So most people who get on it and are fat, it's their way to not work out. So they're losing weight, but they're mostly losing muscle. Like me, when I went on it, my doctor's like locked on, right? He said, start taking protein, start taking creatine, start lifting weights more. You don't want to lose your muscle. I said, okay. And I've actually, like I've gotten stronger while on it because I've upped my protein and I'm, like yes, have I lost weight? But I've lost weight because I started working out again. Because like
Yeah.
that's pretty much, if you want to actually lose fat, work out.
Right.
Don't eat bowls of koi slop all day.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I'm gonna get a bucket of McDonald's and just stick my head in it.
And
God.
you know what's funny, man, is like you could get like a meat lover's pizza and eat it by yourself. And if it's from the right place, it would be healthier to eat that than like 99% of what's advertised to kids to put in their freaking lunch every day, man. And that's just crazy to me, you know?
Yeah, that, and I love, like I was laughing when they changed the SNAP benefits for people on food stamps. They can't buy junk food anymore.
It's like, oh no, so now we lower your
Oh,
healthcare costs too. What do you know?
oh no. Yeah. Like, who would have thought you don't need to drink a case of soda every day?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, who
But
would have thought?
but these fatties, these Planet Fitness fatties who just take Ozempic and think they're gonna get in shape. It's like, nah, dude. As soon as you're gonna get off it, you're just gonna blow up. Like, and I would tell anyone, like, and I told my family this. They're like, oh, should I get on it? I'm like, no, it sucks. Like, if I did not get diagnosed with diabetes, not my fault. It's hereditary, right? I was like, if I did not get diagnosed with diabetes, I wouldn't even take it. But like since being on it, I have noticed that I have noticed other health benefits, right? But like, I mean, I don't know, man. I've been fat. I've been fat for years, man. I'm fine being an old fat vet. I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, like I stopped really listening to a bunch of podcasts I used to, but a lot of the celebrity, like I follow a lot of like comedy podcasts and stuff,
Yeah,
like Bert Kreischer and
yeah,
Tom Segura and Bobby Lee and Andrew Santino with Bad Friends
dude.
podcast.
Those are some good listens because they're just yucking it up, man. Yeah,
Yeah, it's freaking hilarious
Well,
what comes out of their
well,
mouth.
dude, that's what
Uh,
I'm trying to kind of change this to, man. Because whenever the child molester used to be on here, it was all like my political views, and I was like, I want to get the veteran's voice out. Like, dude, I don't even care that I'm a veteran. I don't even care. I just don't care.
right. But they my what I was going with that is that a lot of them started taking that, and they said that it makes them sick when they try to eat.
The Ozepic?
Yeah,
Really?
or whatever the other one is. I forgot what the other one is.
Wegovy.
Yeah, Wegovy.
Yeah.
But they said that it kind of like makes you allergic to food, almost like an aversion.
See, I don't feel that
It
way at
depends
all,
on the
man.
dosage. I think it has to be the dosage.
I, I, I really wonder if it's just like the people, maybe because of the chemical formula, the people who don't have diabetes, maybe it treats them differently. I don't know. Um, Only thing I've noticed is before I even lost any weight, my arthritis, my left knee, gone, completely
Nice.
gone. And my overactive bladder, gone. And I've had that since I was in high school, right? So I'm like, any the first month and a half, definitely a little bit of like, okay, this makes me feel a little uncomfortable. And I was gonna get off of it. My doc said, nah, you need to until we can get your A1C low enough, like we need to keep you on it. But yeah, it's but yeah, it's my Goy LP1 slop.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I make sure I clarify to people. I'm like, okay, I did not ask to be on this. Like, yes, I am fat. Yes, I will take advantage of having a little less of an appetite. Don't get me wrong. I'm like, but I did not ask to be on this. He put me on it. Because because like you hear women around here talking smack, like, oh yeah, she lost that weight from that. It was epic.
Jesus. Yeah, people love to talk shit when they're jealous or if they don't feel like they've accomplished much. It's like just set goals for yourself and do it. Like stop being a little bitch. Like
Dude, whatever happened to like lifting people up? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, yeah, people are happy like that happens a lot. That happened a lot in the town I used to live in about an hour from here. Like there was a couple of really good people in that town that would like kind of lift you up and try to give you some motivation, and then the other ones were just miserable and it's like, you'll never do that.
and and I feel it, and I got family members who have been accused of that too, right? But I feel like it's really prevalent amongst white people. I
Yeah,
you do see a little bit of it, like in the hater culture in black race, but man, there are some folks I've met out there. If you have any success, they will, like if you have a 99 success, they will focus on that 1% of non-success, and they'll be like, let's say like you made a movie, right, and it made $1 billion. It got nominated for best picture, but it didn't win. They'd be like, didn't win best picture. All right, man. I think that's kind of it for this. Any final thoughts?
uh don't watch the news.
I
Don't trust anybody. Don't trust media or politics.
I I when I first started doing um revamping this YouTube channel after it went dormant for years, there's a song lyric from Morrissey. It's a song called "Spent the Day in Bed," and it says, "Stop watching the news, because the news contrives to frighten you, to make you feel small and alone, and to make you feel your thoughts are not your own."
That's pretty good.
Well, he's Morrissey. That's why he's mod.
Yeah.
He's the man.